Idemo live na YouTube. Tamo je YouTube već. Da modeli moram provati.
A neko koristiš ili ne?
Ne. Isključiš samo zvuk, da ne idemo sad na YouTube s ovim zvukom.
A što si računao? Quando samo
Ciao.
Ciao.
Buonanotte. No, Milan, ecco,
Ok. Šta si ispostavio? Nešto si postavio. Da, to se pravo.
Ja bih ja mogao tu. Ok, hvala.
Good morning, everybody. I'm happy to see you all in today's meeting that we have. As you see today, we will work from Delhi Space for Creative Activity, space which is founded by civil society organization Proactive before 6 years. And I hope that we will have productive and efficiency meeting today, and that we will finish everything on time. So that's about introduction. Now I guess that Julia will represent us what we will do today briefly, and after that we can start. So everybody who will have presentation from here, I just ask you politely to step in front and take microphone and present. The presentation will be on the back wall, so you can follow everything and catch up. Thank you very much. Julia, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Milan, for the introduction. And I can see this space, it looks very interesting. And indeed, I would like to welcome again all the partners and external subjects which are attending this event, which will be focused on the presentation of the activities implemented within the Tangram project during this COVID period. So we are facing many restrictions due to the pandemic situation, but I'm thinking that our partners are all striving for implementing the project activities in the best way. Some of them are already doing the workshops planned in this work package focused on the local action plan development in person, and while others are implementing online meetings. Indeed, all of you did a very good work, and I would like just to shortly introduce you the activities we have done, which are mainly focused on the and based on the European awareness scenario workshop method, which is the European Union recognized method developed by the different implementation of a set of workshops during which the local stakeholders, which are represented by local politicians and by stakeholders, research and business representative organizations, civil society organization, and so on, to develop the activity. So, so now I can give the floor maybe to Delta 2000. Do you have sort of the introduction to the... Okay.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We prepared a short presentation of the state of the art, which means what all partners had done up to now, and I mean the situation of the uploaded documents on the drive of the activities that have been carried out. If I am allowed to share the screen, I will start with my presentation. I need to share the screen to go on. Okay. Okay, can you all see the presentation?
No, we can see just your desk of your PC. Maybe you have to open the presentation.
Okay, now nothing. Marzia, com'è che non si vede? You are not seeing the PowerPoint, nothing.
Forse è meglio che interrompi la condivisione, apri la presentazione in PowerPoint e poi quando riprendi la condivisione scegli il PowerPoint già aperto, prova.
Ok, adesso il PowerPoint è aperto, direi. Ok, aspetta che riproviamo. Allora.
Ok, adesso...
Ok, can you see it now?
Yes, ok.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, this is the first activity which had to be carried out. You see the Excel spreadsheet with the numbers and the information. Okay, so the situation as far as the working groups set up, mainly all partners completed or at least uploaded the information regarding the creation of the different groups. And we have the numbers of each group for each partners, And checking on the drive, I didn't see the presentation of the setting up of the groups of PP4, as you see, and PP6. So I'm sure they have already completed the constitution of the groups, but they have to be uploaded on the drive. Okay.
Sorry, the representative of the PP6 are attending the meeting, so we can ask them to provide some explanation, or
yeah, maybe later at the end of the presentation,
okay.
every partner will explain why they didn't upload the
documents.
the work. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, Greti here. PP3, just one question. I don't see us here in the table.
Yes, there is an error because the PP3 is RRA, while the PP4 is
so I made a switch.
No, because the tourist board Bohini is not anymore a partner.
Okay. So PP4 is now.
Yes, Crani, and PP3 is a regional development.
Yeah.
Nova
Okay.
Okay.
So we will make a correction.
Okay. Thank you.
So this is the state of the art. Regarding the working group setup. Then. As far as the participatory process, where are we now? As far as the different activities is concerned. Sorry, just one moment, Marzia. Sorry. Come facciamo a mettere in presentazione questo? Vedi. Qui prova. Non capisco perché non me la apre. So, sorry, we are having some technical problems, but I mean, we can go ahead anyway. Okay, here we go. So we have the different activities, and in this grill, you can see who uploaded what. As far as the different deliverables. So there are some partners who have been uploading almost everything. University of Laura uploaded all the documents. PP3, but maybe here there is a mistake because I made a switch of the partners. Anyway, uploaded almost everything, while all other partners didn't upload the documents yet. But anyway, we are going to propose new deadlines in order to have all documents possibly within the mid of February. I'm going to make a summary, a recap of all the activities that had to be done in the previous months. The activities are divided mainly in three parts, where the first activity is the activity 2.1 related to the working groups setup. Then, after the groups have been set up, the groups had to describe a future vision related to their territory and positive and negative expectations. So the future vision and the positive and negative expectations had to be provided or created or expressed during the first participatory meeting. which had to provide like a slogan related to the vision of the destination and a list of positive and negative expectations which could happen in the next 10 years in the destinations. So this is the first part of the activities which had to be carried out. The second part is related to activity 2.2 and 2.3, which is related to the creation of alternative actions, which should have been proposed on the second workshop, where participants and stakeholders had to propose a list of concrete actions in order to provide or to reach the positive expectations which had been listed in the first meeting. Then in the third workshop, the participants and the stakeholders had to vote the best and the more suitable actions and measures to be carried out, and also the people, the responsible actors who will be in charge to carry on and to proceed with the realization of the activities. Finally, after the definition of the key actions of the responsible actions, each partner had to define a local action plan, which is a summary of the key proposals and of the key responsible actors in order to achieve the goals, the objectives of the for the development and for the enhancement of the destination. All the local action plan will be useful to realize the transnational action plan, which will be a list of guidelines and indication, also useful to be transferred to external actors. In the middle, there should be a transnational meeting. The dates have to be fixed, and the transnational meeting will be attended both by partners and by one stakeholder for each partner, a stakeholder who has been involved in the participatory processes. So this is a short recap, a short summary of the actions related to work package to this activity, and we are going to propose new deadlines in order to complete this part of the project. Okay, as far as the main activities, which is future vision, positive and negative expectation, alternative actions, key proposal, responsible actors, and LAP, we are suggesting to complete all the deliverables within February the 15th, which is 2 weeks from now. And I think 2 weeks are enough, especially if all stakeholders have finished, have completed the workshops and the interaction with the local stakeholders. Finally, as far as the transnational meeting, this meeting is to be discussed. So we will try to agree together the best date to meet and to present the transnational action plan, which hopefully should be finished within the end of February, so 1 month from now. And of course, for Delta 2000, it will be possible to complete the transnational action plan only if we have all the local action plan from all stakeholders. Okay, that's it for now. If there are questions or something that it is not clear, speak now. What do you think about the new dates proposed for the deliverables? Do you think they are okay, or you need more time? Have you finished the work with the stakeholders, or there is still some partners who are working on the groups?
Okay.
Could you
I
please
speak
go back to the slide with the deadline? Sorry.
Yes, of course.
Can I speak now? Julia?
Yes.
We said yesterday to have the extension of the project.
Yes.
And that is sent to the JS and managing
Yes,
authority.
the extension is mainly for the pilot action.
Yes, we are still in the process. This is for partner 9. We are still in the process of finalization of agreement for the 3rd meeting. So we still did that. So we think that these deadlines are should be more extended, at least for us. But other partners can say as well what they
how long, how much time do you need? Do you think 1 more month, which means
for the lab, at least by 15th of April, at least.
April?
Yes, for lab. For the meeting, we could finalize it in February for the meeting.
But for the transnational meeting, you mean? Okay.
No, not for the 3rd participatory meeting. We will finish it in February, but then we need time to prepare the lab.
So which should be the new deadline for you?
15th of April, at least.
When, sorry?
April. 15th of April.
Okay, so later on we will define if it will be feasible for everybody.
Yeah.
Hello, I am Evie from Trek.
Hi.
I have to agree with the other partner and ask you for more time too. We had some difficulties the previous period implementing the working groups. So I think that April is fine and for us.
Okay, so if the deadline for the lab will be mid-April, it means that all the deliverables will be uploaded by the end of March.
Yes.
More or less.
We can have the deliverables by the end of March. This is our deadline. And I think that April is fine.
Okay. So 2 more months more. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And PP4, Elena, and PP6?
Well, yeah, just a moment. Okay, you hear me? Just a moment.
So why, Elena, you didn't set up the working group?
Yeah, okay. First of all, we wanted to clarify everything with this pilot area as we have it. And now finally we agreed how this could work. And now with the procurement, also the setup of the working group in the area will be done. Otherwise, we had some how to say, one-to-one meetings, but this was really not it, no. So I would rather, that because now we are in final stage of discussion how we can work together, and this will be done then. Well, hopefully in February, no, that we start all the works together, no.
Okay. So
yes, but okay, you have to ensure that you will do the activity, because
yes.
What have you done in the last 6 months?
Yeah, well, mainly we were really discussing about this how we will implement.
Because you entered the project late, so you didn't do the T1 either, and the T2 neither. So we have to justify your delay with the JS.
Yeah, I know.
You understand?
Yes.
Okay, so by April, you have to implement all the pending activities and provide all the required documents.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and what about PP6?
We had some difficulties due to the climate change. Evia faced large fires during the summer and floods. And the previous period, we have some very heavy snowfall. So it was very difficult for our stakeholders to participate to those working groups. So we hope that during February, we have a deadline, February the 18th, for the working groups to have been implemented. And then until the end of March, we will have the our local action plan. So I think for the better implementation of the project, April is a very good period of time to have finalize this action.
So the local action plan for PP4, PP6, so and also PP9. So all the activities will be finalized then by the middle of April, isn't it? Okay.
So it won't be possible to finish earlier. Are you sure that like by mid-March you won't be able to finish all the processes?
If I can add from my side, no, I would really, if it's possible, no, that we stay at April because of this whole procurement and everything that I need to do. Thank you.
So for April, Elena, do you confirm that you will be able? Middle of 15th of April.
Okay, 15th of April. Okay, okay.
Okay.
And we have also to verify with the pending partners, Elena, also the signature of the memorandum of understanding of agreement, sorry, is still pending.
Yeah.
And also you have to answer to the management, to the
Yes, to this tool. Yeah.
also to the board, to the mails of the quality management board.
Yeah.
So please try to be more in line with the project activities.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, to the partners who will finish by mid-April, we kindly ask you to let us know if you have any other problems to carry out the activities or if you have any further delay while the work is in progress. So we can adjust and I mean, if we had known before, maybe I could have proposed different deadlines for all partners. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks. What do you think, Giulia? Can we go ahead with the presentation of what has been done related to the working groups and the work that partners had done up to now?
Yes,
okay. Okay.
Okay. The lead partner expert had some problems, so he couldn't attend the event. He is really sorry, and he can't send the presentation. So the municipality of Monza made all the activities of the working groups, and it was successful, and it was focused on the green area of the park, of the Monza Park. And in this occasion, they had also the opportunity to meet mainly the local stakeholders and to focus on thinking about the pilot action. The pilot project will be mainly the development of a virtual tour of the park area. And they had very successful participation also from a civil society organization and also from the Chamber of Commerce and other business representative organizations. And the local action plan will be ready in the next weeks. And that's it. And in case you will need further details, we will upload indeed the presentation on the drive, so you can have however the state of the art.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Who else?
Hello.
Hi.
You here?
Yes.
Okay, so we implemented all the activities in regards to the T2. We already prepared local action plan, and we will upload it in 1 week. We just expected some comments from people who attend the meetings. So I think in 1 week, we will finish all the activities. If I'm going a little bit to a presentation.
Yes, of course.
So
you can share your screen.
Yes, just a second.
Yes,
just a second. Okay, share screen. The host has to disable. Do you see now my screen?
And now she can try. We give her a co-host.
Okay. Okay, co-host. Okay. Do you see now? Yes? Okay, so The area involved is Gorishka region.
Be good if you open a full screen so we can see it better. Thank you.
Full screen, just a second. Full screen. Where can I open the full screen?
It's down. You have something like TV, right corner. The next one.
Okay.
Next one. That one. That's right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. So the area involved is Gorishka region, and Gorishka region lies on the western part of Slovenia between Julian Alps and Vipava Vole. It's bordering with Friuli Venezia Giulia on the west and the central Slovenia region on the east. On the south, there is a coastal karst region, and on the north, Gorenska region. Gorenska region consists of 13 municipalities, although in the activity 2 are included 8 municipalities, especially Nova Gorica and Canau, where the pilot action will be implemented. About the participatory process. Due to the COVID pandemic, all activities and participatory approach were organized online by our agency. All material, PP's presentation, documents, text, and order was shared with stakeholders, and it was 100% transparent to them. At each of participatory workshops, it was firstly introduced agenda, and in the second and third meeting, also minutes from the previous sessions. Participants were asked if they confirm and agree all what was recorded, which they did 100%. Since the limited number of participants were responding, some participants who registered for the workshop unfortunately went ill and could not attend the sessions due to the infections. We decided to organize just one working group. Therefore means that we had all the time plenary discussion where everyone were able to listen to each other and react to discussion at any time and point. This is these are the names of the stakeholders who were present in the workshops. You can see there are from the municipality, from the tourist institute, representatives of local community, then the representatives from Forest Service and from the Tourist Information Center. And we also had Institute for Forest Nova Gorica and Slovenian State Forest Unit Postojna. Stakeholders were actively participating in discussion and with their expertise, which provided very useful information for the preparation of the local action plan priorities and measures. Stakeholders were also reviewing at the local action plan document and present their views on it. So what came from the vision and strategy of local action plan in Gorishka region? Development of a sustainable tourism that enables the inclusion of the tourist offer of parks and gardens related to the natural and cultural heritage of Gorishka destination. Then promotion of parks and gardens for Gorishka destination and the possibility of a connection with other destinations through the Adrian area. Preservation and promotion of national resources and cultural heritage for sustainable tourism development in the Gorishka destination. The extension of the tourist season in the Gorishka destination, which enables the arrival of tourists in other seasons of the year and not only in the summer or autumn season. Economic development of Gorishka destination through the creation of the new jobs, and promoting business development through the creation of new business and the development of existing business in the Gorishka destination. Action identified it. These are the actions identified within the action plan, and in all these actions we have also a few project ideas. So the main actions actions identified were maintenance of sustainable and balanced forestry management and work, sustainable and responsible organizational and management context, improvement of infrastructure, educational and training activities, sustainable and responsible management in Park Pečno, and information and marketing activities. So this is all from us, so the main points of the local action plan and actions identified it within. So we practically concluded this activity, and now we will expect the improvement of the JS for the pilot action, and then we will start with public tender, if this will be okay, to proceed with the implementation of the pilot in Park Pečno Canal and in the Forest Panovec in municipality of Nova Gorica.
Thank you. Anyone else, or should I go ahead with Delta 2000 presentation of the state of the art?
Branislav speaking, RDA Banat. I could be the next if it's not a problem.
Okay.
Who is next?
Branislav, RDA Banat. Yes.
Okay, then you go. I'll wait.
Okay. First of all, good day to all from my side. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you in person these days, but I hope there will be opportunities next time. Regarding the work package 2, we actually finished all activities and even local action plan. First draft is prepared at the end of December, but I prepared some presentations. So Milan, can you give me the possibility to share my screen? Host disable participant screen sharing. Milane?
Okay, you can do that.
Okay, just to... Now it's okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Everything is perfect.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So first of all, a few words about the territory where the project is implemented in Serbia. It's a national park, Fruška Gora. Fruška Gora is located in the northern part of Serbia, in the autonomous province of Vojvodina, close to the city of Novi Sad. It's actually the mountain of the same name, which was declared as a national park in 1960, in order to provide permanent protection of this area, which covers about 25,000 hectares. And its highest peak is Red Chot with 539 meters above sea level. Fruška Gora is one lonely island mountain in the Pannonian Plain, towards the south and north divided by the mountain and the river's flows, as you can see in the pictures. Location, specific history, and different microclimatic conditions make this mountain very interesting and important for different scientific fields, and their tourist values lie in landscape, picnic area, hiking and biking trails, richness of flora, fauna, and cultural and historical monuments, of course. The main characteristic of this area is existence of numerous endangered, rare, and protected plant and animal species. Also, pastures, vineyards, orchards adorn the slopes and lower parts of Fruška Gora. There are a total of 42 registered wineries that receive tourists in this area, while the areas located at altitudes above 300 meters above sea level are covered with dense forest. The special values, and I could say pearl of Fruška Gora, is represented by 16 Orthodox monasteries built between 15th and 18th centuries. There used to be 35 in some times, known for their specific architectures, rich treasuries, libraries, and frescoes. Fruška Gora also hides numerous archaeological sites from prehistoric and historical periods, as well as unique and very numerous fossil remains of flora and fauna. Thanks to the wealth of natural resources, beautiful landscapes, exceptional charm and beauty of this mountain, Fruška Gora is and could be the ideal place for rest and recreation that will bring you closer to the nature. Regarding the participatory process, we started with the participatory process in March last year, with the identification of potential participants to be involved. In parallel with that, we worked on preparation of documentation for applying, translation of annexes received, Google Forms preparation, etc. And the first notification to the potential participants was sent on the end of April. These activities were followed with the campaign on our social network pages and the website, and you can see the pictures on the side print screens. The whole process was extremely challenging, primarily because of the pandemic in which we did all this. We targeted more than 40 stakeholders, and we received feedback in form of a complete Google application from 28 stakeholders, which were divided into 4 sector working groups, where each group had at least 6 participants, of course. In the policy group, we have representatives of regional local authorities and tourist organizations. In the private sector group, there are private accommodation facilities, restaurants, wineries, and shops. In the expert groups, we have different experts and tourism consultants, as well as sectoral agencies representatives. While the civil society group, we had camping association, local action group, mountain and skiing association as well, some ecological movement, cycling association, etc. Our intention was to organize all the workshop in person, because it is hard to do this type of work offline. Considering that we were in the middle of the pandemic and holiday time, and that the most of potential participants were not able to participate in this period. Just a second. We decided to postpone the first participatory workshop until September or October month. So the first workshop was organized on October 21st, and after that we prepared and sent new Google questionnaire for the participants. Second workshop was organized on October 26th, and third on December 12th. The composition of the working groups changed slightly, in the sense that we had different representatives from the same institutions and organizations, and that some new ones joined over the time, but each meeting, at each meeting, we have minimum of 24 participants or 6 in each group. The groups in first workshop were divided by sectors, while in the other 2 workshops, they worked as 4 mixed groups. All the workshops were organized in person, as I said, in Sremski Karlovci, the biggest local authority on the territory of Fruška Gora. And during the whole participatory process, we had great support from the municipality of Sremski Karlovci and their tourism organization. Just want to say that the participatory process was conducted in consultation with tourism entities, while the stakeholders' feedbacks was obtained through the face-to-face meetings with them, plenary sessions during the workshop, discussion, exchange of views, ideas, etc., but also to the online questionnaires prepared. And we also organized small tour to the key attractions in Sremski Karlovci after the workshop. At the end of the process, the first draft of the local action plan has been prepared at the end of December. Regarding our vision, future vision of Fruška Gora, is defined as oasis of preserved and natural beauty and cultural wealth. Visitors are able to active open remaining in by enjoying the wine quality and culinary offering and visit cultural heritage and events, created at the base of rich cultural historical heritage respecting the goals of sustainable tourism. All actors in tourism offer our network and well contacted with traffic and other tourist infrastructure, which satisfied tourists are returning to the destination again. Our general objective defined is increasing the number of tourists and visitors to the destination. And we had 3 specific objectives. These are formation of new ecotourism products with the provision of infrastructure, then promotion of Fruška Gora through the education ecotourism programs within the demonstration area, multifunctional, and preservation and revitalization of picnics area of Fruška Gora. Through the joint work, several conceptual projects were created, 4 of which were adopted and developed by the participants as the most suitable for further development and achievement of project objectives. So after the 3rd meeting, we also defined the 4 main actions with concrete activities to be conducted. You can see them in the smaller font below each actions. And these 4 main actions are creating a sustainable tourism products adventure tour, then creating and promoting tourism product Fruška Gora in small, then revitalization of picnic areas in Fruška Gora, and action for improving the visibility of tourist destination of Fruška Gora. For the end, I could say that in addition to development of the vision of Fruška Gora and the action plan, I think that workshops contribute to better stakeholders networking, and we believe more successful future cooperation, of course. So that would be all from our side. If you have some questions. If not, thank you for your attention. I look forward to having the opportunity to see you in person next time, I hope.
Hello. Now I'll kindly ask that if we can represent our presentation, because our local experts are short with time, so we hope that it will be important for everybody to hear something from them. So I will be the presenter of the first part of presentation. So if you can please just share the screen. Yeah. Thank you, Maki. I hope that everybody see the presentation except us. Oh, now we see also. Now not.
We can see it also from online. It's fine.
Okay, so everybody see presentation. Now
Yes.
we also here in studio sees. First of all, thank you very much for your time. I hope that we will have the efficient work in the next few hours, I hope. So let's start with the presentation. We started with the process shortly after the meeting in Nova Gorica, and we decided to gather important actors in our working groups. So the call for the members was public, but also we mapped some important experts for which we thought that it's important to have them as members in our group. And today, 2 of them are with us, and I hope that we will hear something more from them in few sentences, just briefly about the ideas that we shared. Okay, next slide. So the area where we work is actually area of whole Nišava region, but especially part of our main city, city of Niš, because the city of Niš have around 300,000 people, and that's pretty much. So this area is pretty rich with the cultural and historical monuments and locations, but also it is important to put accent on the important problems that we have actually in our area. So today we will represent just the what we've done in this area. But again, I need to mention that we also work in the whole Nišava region. So we have memorandum of agreement with Svrljig municipality also. So in the next period, probably we will think about those other areas that we can cover. So city of Niš is birthplace of the Roman Emperor Constantine the Great. It's a pretty old city with great monuments and great cultural heritage that have. Somebody says that Niš is in the middle of the East, exotic East and elegant West, and in the middle of that way. Today, Niš is a modern tourist city. It is especially important to know that from the moment that the airport started to work, we have 22, 23 airlines which are helping to our city to have more and more tourists every month, we can say. So today, Niš is growing really fastly, especially for this part of the country. And in the past, it was second city in the country. Now it's third city in the country, but for sure it's first city in the South Serbia, especially when we talk about people who live there, students who study there, and all the other important actors on the public scene. Okay, so we can go to the next slide. The participatory process started, as I mentioned, just after the Nova Gorica meeting. So we map all the experts and we create 4 different working groups. In the first working group, we have participants from local public administration. We have municipality of Svrljig, municipality of Niška Banja, which are helping us to develop a local action plan and give us new ideas, a new point of view that we don't have, because all the other parts of the working groups are usually from non-government sector or from public sector or from NGOs. So it's important to know that this point of view is sometimes pretty different than the point of view that we have. Workshop, we have 28 experts for different fields, and we decide to work mostly online. It's important again to mention that we have almost everyday communication with for us, maybe most important group, it's expert group where Nico, Nenad and Vlad are also members, and they will talk to you a little bit later. But mostly we have online meetings. One day we had meeting with expert group, one day with a group of the local public administration, NGO group, and civil sector, and private sector, where we try to gather all important actors as accommodations, as hotels, restaurants, but also a consultancy agency which work in the field of tourism. We have more than 5 realized online meetings and in-person meetings, and it's, again, I need to mention that we have great communication with our experts. They usually use our space for some of their working field, for some of their activities. And as you saw, probably everybody who was in person, we have some presence for touristic organization of Niš, which show that we have really strong relationship with all the important actors in the tourism area in our city. Next slide. So vision and strategy that we have with local action plan in Nišova region, but especially in city of Niš. So we tried to use some of them. When we started in creation of document, after the first few meetings, we received around, I don't know, 20 of proposals, what should be done in the next period. And the general objectives that we have actually in whole our documents is exchange of knowledge, opinions, and idea between civil society, citizens, associations, experts, policymakers, private sector representative, because we map that we don't have this kind of communication so far in our touristical work and touristical area. Also, it's important that identification of differences and similarities of problem and solution, which will be seen by different groups. As I mentioned before a few moments, every group see differently every problem. So local public administration always see differently than social society or the private sector or the touristal sector, because all of them have different point of view. And on this working field, we try to gather them all and to create the solution which is the best for everybody. So generating new ideas and guidelines for future actions. We have more now than 20 ideas. And today I choose just 3 specific, which probably we will develop in the next period and put them in the local action plan. So first of them is revitalization and arrangement of the space of the Niš forest and the palace with the octagon. And it's proposed by our member of the experts group, Nenad, who is today with us. The second is visitor center Čegar, important monument near the city of Niš, which is proposed by our expert Vlada. and arrangement of interblock space. Of course, this is proposed by local administration, and we need to gather all them in a one local action plan and to develop. So I will ask now Vlada if he can join us and says briefly about his idea and why it's important to develop this in our city. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello from my side. I'm Vladimir Jovanovic. I'm from tourism organization City of Niš. Visitor Center Chegar is our ideas from the, I think maybe decades now, mostly, because the Chegar Hill is the place of the famous battle in our history. In the first Prison War, and the Serbian army was near Niš to liberate them, but we lose that battle. And some of our dukes, Stevan Sinđelić, shot in the powder of dynamite and blow up and Serbian and Turkish soldiers, and many of Turkish soldiers died, and Turkish Pasha was mad and ordered to put the skin with the dead, put the head with the dead Serbian soldiers, put the skin and sent to Istanbul like glory victory. But it was the pure victory. And after that skulls built it in near the road to Istanbul. Niš today it's the city, Čelekula, near the Trošarina, some part of the city, and built it 945 skulls in that stone to send the message of send message for Serbian people to don't do this anymore, because you probably be like that. And today it's for the history. Today it's for us the most important monuments, and for a special sentiment from the state. And near the Niš in the Chegar Hill, we have also monuments for the Battle of Chegar. That monument is protected by the state, but our problem is because we don't have some kind of title there, because we don't have some kind of professional management for that monuments. We have tacitly assigned with some families from the Kamenica village. Mr. Sele and his family bring about monuments, but every visitors and every visitor for the Chegar monuments, it's outside on the courtyard of monuments. We don't have some buildings like a visitor center with maybe some multimedia presentation and promotion. And my idea is to build some visitor center, small building, not big, for to some multimedia presentation. It's not impossible, because I think that we make arrange with Republic protection of monuments. We have some kind talk. We already talk about it. And also, I think that is not too much expensive projects. We must preparing some like studies, ideas, and after that, the construction projects. And for us is important, because we have some better promotion and presentation of our history, our cultural heritage, our monuments, and not also history, monuments, and heritage. Chegar Hill is near the village Kamenica, and Kamenica village is in surrounding of the Kamenica village. In vicinity, we have also mostly important monasteries and churches, and near is one Kamenički Vis, is some kind of picnic area and a small ski center.
Thank you very much, Vlada. We find out a little more about the idea that we have actually and that we develop in the next period, especially for the creation of the local action plan that is in plan. And the next idea on which we do so far is the revitalization and arrangement of the space of the niche forests. And I will ask Nenad if he can join us and shortly describe why is that important and what is actually niche forest for city of Niš important.
Thank you, Milan. Hello, everybody. And my name is Nenad Rokvic, and I was invited here as a president of the Association of the Tour Guides of City of Niš and Serbia as well. And these ideas that we have here, the one that my friend Vlada was talking to you about, Chegar Hill, and now what I'm talking to you about the fortress and a lot of other things here in the city are basically the ideas that we were circling around for many years. Some of them are pretty adjustable and they can use some funds to move something from the, from the beginning to change something. And well, I presented, one of the things that I presented was the revitalization as it says here, and the arrangement of the space of Niš Fortress. It's a huge area, 22 hectares, 40 acres within the city center, built 300 years ago. So it was built in 1719 and it was finished in 1723. Built by the Ottomans on the remaining parts of the old Byzantine and Roman fortress from centuries and centuries ago. So basically, we have to be very careful when we are doing the excavations in the fortress. We have to be very careful if we want to preserve every single stone within the fortress and the surrounding area around the fortress, because the archaeologists are saying basically that not only these 22 hectares within the walls of the fortress are the thing that we need to preserve, but the area around the fortress spreads for an extra 20 hectares around the fortress. So it's a huge area in the city center. It's a green park now, and it's archaeological site, and it's the most beautiful part of the city during the summertime, of course, from April until October. So it's a multifunctional place in the city. So we need to be careful with the culture. We need to be careful with the history monuments. We need to be careful, very careful with the archaeological sites. Why? Because if we are looking at the archaeology, we have ancient Greeks, we have the city of Naissus, then we have the city of Naissus in Roman time, in Roman Republic and Roman Empire. And then we have the city of Nice in Byzantine time. So all of them are below us in the fortress. And then we have the Ottoman fortress built now, 300 years ago. Serbian medieval, of course, Serbian medieval, but we have also built all the remaining parts of the Roman fortress, of course. But the Ottoman fortress built in 1723, 300 years ago. That's in 2 years. It's 1 year. It's 300 years from now. So so many levels and archaeological levels, layers, sorry, of history below the ground on the fortress. And then we have the open air theater on one side, and then we have a lot of monuments within the fortress. We have one of the oldest mosques, not only in the city, but in the entire southern Serbia, built in the fortress, built in the 15th century. So it's still in the fortress, still standing, and it's well preserved, but we need to be very careful. We need to take care of it. And then we have of course, the monument built in 1979, 1980, the lapidarium, the permanent exhibition of the stone artifacts found in the fortress during excavation time from the 30s of the 20th century until now. So we have a lot of things that we need to take care of. And on the other side, if we want to have the tourism that is full functioning, and I mean, we are all talking about this from the moment the COVID stops, so we are expecting more tourists, we're expecting something new, we are hoping that somebody is going to come here, and we are hoping to remove all the masks and to be free to travel again. So once the entire industry is going to start in motion again, we're expecting some new tourists, and everything needs to be well prepared for something new and for something that we are expecting in the future. That's why you will find all the ideas from the fortress, from the revitalization and the arrangement of the space of the Nice fortress in the documents that they have sent to you. And I'm willing to give all the answers because it's a very complex thing. I mean, I was just adding some things to you now, and there are so many other things that we need to take care of within the fortress and the surrounding area. One thing more, in the surrounding area, on the northern part of the fortress, there is an excavation point where the archaeologists are now struggling to discover whether this palace that they have discovered there is the palace of Constantine the Great, or maybe his sons, or maybe somebody else. A huge palace founded on the north side of the fortress. So basically, we have so many things that we need to take care of. We have a Stamboul gate, the main gate, that it needs to be preserved better. We have a Belgrade gate that is still closed. And I think that Niš municipality, correct me if I'm wrong, that they have started the entire process of reopening the Belgrade gate, because the Belgrade gate is even more beautiful than the Stamboul gate, and it's closed and it's out of the function and it's not usable. And then we have the Vidin gate that was torn down, the only gate and the only part of the fortress that was torn down in order for the vehicles to get in the fortress after the First World War. So basically, we have to make a preservation of all these things. We need to take care of all the archaeological sites, and we need to prepare ourselves, of course, for the future and for the future tourists to come in Niš. So once again, if you have any particular question for every single location in the fortress, you can send an email and I will reply to you everything that I need to, and to explain why we need to do this and why we need to preserve the fortress the way it is now. And I'm hoping next time that we will all be together live without the masks and without all these tragic things that we call now COVID. Thank you.
Thank you, Nenad. Thank you, Vlada, also for sharing these great stories about the Chegar and the fortress. It's pretty easy for us when we work with this kind of experts and only other experts which are member of our experts group and working group. So let's go to the next slide and finishing of my presentation. So in the next days, we wait for the creation of the local action plan to put all those information that we heard today in local action plan in one document, and after that to share that with the municipalities, with the other stakeholders. And I really hope to develop and to adopt that local action plan with some institution, which will be really, really important for the next steps that we plan in this or the other projects that we will apply. So, okay, next slide, please. That's all for civil society organization Proactive, me, Nenad, and Vlada. Thank you very much for your time. And I think that now our friends from Argonauta will represent their presentation. If anyone have any question, please don't hesitate to ask us. And of course, our experts are always open. So if you want to know something more about touristical information from City of Niš, you can just send them an email. I think that is in document that we shared on Drive. Thank you very much.
The sound is off.
Do you hear me?
Yes, now yes, thank you.
Okay, great. I'm first of all, I'm Ante Vekic. I work for Argonauta Association from the Murter in Croatia. I'm proud to say that we have done all the work within the work package. So we have done all 3 workshops and we have completed the local action plan. Can we skip to the next slide, please? So in short, for all of you who don't know where the island of Murter and the municipality of Murter Kornati is, it's in the central Croatian coast. It's a really beautiful place and tourists recognize that. And during the summer, our small population of approximately 3,000 people increases in multiple ways. So we have really a lot of tourists during the summer season, and it puts great stress on our local infrastructure. And you will see this is something we recognized within the working groups. As opposed to the partners who want more tourists in their places, we are not sure if we want more tourists or we want different kind of tourists, or we need some ways to increase the tourists in more sustainable ways. So can we please skip to the next slide? So you see the location of the island of Murter. And next slide, please. You will see that we are placed in the close vicinity of the 5 national parks. And this is the thing we are trying to utilize through this project to somehow incorporate that fact that we are very close to the protected areas of nature and really famous sites to visit in this part of the coast. And we are also placed in the our municipality is called Municipality Murter Kornati, which includes Kornati National Park. So in that direction, we are trying to go with this local action plan, and so to maybe see how to include those national parks, those parks of nature, and how to develop tourism in a more sustainable way. So can we go to the next slide? Our participatory process was done like the Delta 2000 imagined it should be done. We used the EASW method because we are a small community. We started with a group of 20 people, experts, NGO representatives, representatives of the private sector, and local policymakers. So we defined four groups of 5, consisting of 5 people, and we started to work on the workshops right after the meeting in Slovenia. So we had our first participatory workshop on the November 5th. It was online session, and we managed to gather 17 people. We started with a short explanation of the local context, project Tangram, also goals, and after the short analysis of our needs, opportunities, and all other things needed by the project, we continued. We surveyed them through the Google Forms after the workshop. So they all filled out questionnaires where they expressed their expectations and fears. And out of those forms, we derived the vision of Murter for the next 10 years. So we call it Murter 2030. And that was a starting point for the following workshops. Can we please skip to the next slide? Yep. Okay, this is a screenshot of our first online workshop. Next slide, please. Yeah, and then the second and the third workshop was done in person. We concluded that we have a lot of just not so much time to finish before the deadline, and it was a problem for us to gather all the people from our working groups. So we decided if we manage to gather them on one place at one day, then we should use that fact to finish all the work we can. So we held one workshop in the morning and the other workshop in the afternoon. So when we have them there on the place, we can use them to provide us with all the feedback we need and all the information, all the ideas we can gather from them. So we did second and third workshop on the 2nd of December. So we worked in plenary sessions, and also later we divided into groups. You can skip the next slide. So the discussion was really productive, and our experts, our stakeholders, they really suggested great ideas, and it was really hard to choose which one to implement and which one to include into the local action plan. So we can skip the next one and the next one. And this is the third workshop we did in the afternoon. So at the end, we needed to decide on the best ideas. We had a discussion, and stakeholders needed to choose the best ideas. So we used the method that was described in the template. We gave everyone 5 votes, and they voted for the best ideas. And after we selected the ideas, then we identified the responsible actors and the budget maybe needed to complete the projects. And in the end, we came up with, I think, 7 ideas, project ideas we included in the local action plan. Can we skip, please, to the next slide? So this is the afternoon workshop. Next, please. This is the selection of the ideas. Next one. And we have a winners for of the best ideas. So this is short. This is vision we came up after the first workshop, and which most of the stakeholders agreed on. As I said previously, we are not looking to get more tourists, but we are looking how to develop tourism in a more sustainable way. So this vision reflects this thinking, and we are trying to brand Murter. We think one of the solution is to brand Murter as a green destination. So in that direction, we are also seeing our project ideas developing to make a more green destination in means of natural preservation, in means of limiting somehow the number of mass tourism development and architectural uncontrolled building and all the negative aspects of touristic development. And these are the specific objectives derived from the vision. So you see, as I said, we are trying to promote the Murter as an eco-conscious and plastic-free destination, support entrepreneurial initiatives in agriculture and fisheries, strengthen valorization and promotion of natural and cultural heritage, and also strengthen local community involvement in all aspects of development. And these are the projects. I won't read them all. I would just read the titles. So if you all want to know more, you can feel free to read the presentation afterwards. So we have one project is Take a Stand, changing the mental state of the local community. The second action is called Green Island, and is basically encompassing all the environmental protection, all the eco-touristic development within itself. Can we go on? Third idea is building also on that one. It's called Murter Zero Plastic Island. Fourth is Flavors from Amphora, which is concentrating more on promotion of gastro tourism and also our local cuisine and also heritage in a cultural, gastro heritage, I would say, in local recipes. Fifth idea is thematic historical route. Sixth, strategy on integrated sustainable mobility. This is idea that was we could see this idea going through all other projects also, because the mobility is one issue the Murter is facing with, especially during the tourist season when there is a lot of traffic and congestions, and it brings all kinds of problems to the local people, and there's an evident need for more sustainable transportation ideas and new ways. So that's mobility. And 7 is the creation of integrated and authentic tourist offer. So this is a little bit it includes a lot of activities within itself. So there are all interesting ideas, and they are much more in detail described in our local action plan. And I hope it will serve as a good basis also for a transnational action plan within the project and all the future actions that will come out of that. So yeah, this is in short our presentation. As all partners said before, the main issue we were having problems with was the pandemic, and the fact that it is really hard to gather people in this situation to participate, but we managed to do it, and I hope our contribution to the transnational action plan will be helpful, and I hope the project will be able to use all the information and inputs from our side. So thank you for your attention, and we can go further.
Thank you, and I take the opportunity to ask to Argonauta if they can host us for the next project meeting. What do you think? So we can go.
What are you saying? What will be the date?
Yeah, we can decide. Sanialo, do you want that we decide now, or we will be in touch? Do you want to verify maybe around the end of April? So after the
Sanya can say something about that, so maybe.
Hi, everyone. I think we can agree later on about the exact date, if it's okay with you. But yes, the end of the April or beginning of May might be a solution.
Okay. So
before season starts.
Okay, and then we will inform all the partners and hoping that it will be an occasion to meet everybody again. And in this meeting, we can also organize the transnational meeting planned for the setting up of the transnational action plan.
Medina is saying that maybe it would be wise to come to Murter during the summer.
So May it should be okay. Summer, maybe it would be too busy.
Maybe the problem would be accommodation, but we can agree later on. We can discuss.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
So I will hold the presentation for partner 9.
Okay, from Banja Luka.
Yes. Okay, that's the presentation. Hello from my side. My name is Branko Zlokapa. I'm from Lee Revolution, but we are acting as external experts for tourist organization of tourist board of city of Banja Luka. So we can go to the first slide. Our selected area is the area of Banj Hill, or in local language, Banj Brdo, which is, as it says, a hill close to the city center of Banja Luka, some 5 kilometers away. And it's the most famous green area of Banja Luka and gives a very beautiful panoramic view of the city. It is an area that is closed for vehicles only for it, and has many trails and paths for pedestrians and cyclists. So we had a citizen movement that fought to preserve this status because some hotel was built on the hill and they wanted to allow vehicle traffic, but some citizen movement prevented that. Next slide, please. And on the top of the hill, there is a beautiful monument, which is a monument to the fallen victims and soldiers from the Second World War. And there is a very large area for picnics and excursions. Also, there are many water springs with healthy water. And the main issue of this area is currently it is an area with a special protection status, but there is no management structure. It is under management of the local forestry company, but they are not interested in preservation or in improvement of its status. So during our meetings with the stakeholders, this was something that was mostly the most common issue. So we focused our meetings and our action plan on this management and improvement of the offer. We held two meetings. Our goal was to hold all meetings in person because we decided that this is the best way to organize this part. The first meeting was held on the 20th of October. We had some 23 participants from all working groups. And we used this meeting to define the vision and positive and negative expectations. We also presented the project and presented the work plan for preparation of the local action plan. Next slide, please. So we defined, as I said, we defined the vision and the positive and negative expectations. The vision focused on improvement of the tourist destination and tourist offer, because at the moment, this area is not really visited a lot by tourists. It is mostly used by the local population for walking tours and for recreation. But we want all the stakeholders have agreed that the tourist potential and the tourist offer needs to be improved, but also to preserve the status and the current ecological status of the area. Next slide. So I have left this slide intentionally blank because the templates that we received didn't have didn't foresee objectives, general and specific objectives, but we will use our third meeting, which is planned sometime in February, I hope, and we will use it to define and to derive the general objective from the vision and specific objectives from the positive and negative expectations. Next. We held the second participatory meeting on 29th of November. We had 14 participants. We divided all the participants into 4 groups, and we gave them instructions to work on definition of actions and measures which can be included in the action plan. Next slide. So these are some focuses of these actions, which is, like I said, protection of the area, establishment of the management structure, introduction of new content, and improvement of paths and attractions to visitors, and marking of pedestrian paths. A total of 11 actions were developed, and we planned to hold a third meeting sometime in January, but because of this explosion of Omicron variant, we decided to postpone it until the situation calms down a little bit. So we will hold probably the meeting sometime in February when we will vote and define these actions more clearly. Next. Like I have communicated this to Julia, we have proposed the modification of our pilot action because of the long period that passed from submission of the project, and the city authority decided to change the visual idea and the structure of our original idea was to set up a viewpoint, view gallery on the Banj hill, but this new idea is very large in scale and not feasible to be implemented. So we decided, we decided this along with the members of the working groups to make marking of the routes and locations with educational and guidance boards along these paths. Okay, this is it from me, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. If I'm not wrong, we have one more project partner, Saliola. If
We have Vlora and also Delta 2000.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
who wants first? We need to give them co-host. So
yeah, can I just ask you? I would also like to present some initial ideas that we have, but I can be the last one, no, from Slovenia. Thank you.
Okay. So so Saliola, we will give you co-host. You can share your screen and start with presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
We can hear you.
Yes, just a moment, please.
Okay.
It's okay for you now?
Yes, we hear you very well. You can
Okay.
start. Thank you.
The areas that are involved in the activities of work package T2 are the National Park Logara, Karaburun-Sazan Marine Park, National Park Karaburun, and Protected Landscape Area Biosnart. Vlora region is known for the diversity of protected area and specifically has 4 parks that now are known as the protected areas. So I will make a brief presentation about the 4 areas that will be involved in the activities of Work Package T2. National Park Logara, where the Adriatic and Ionian Sea meet, begins the journey toward the Logara National Park. The lush forest of pines and oaks are only the beginning of this mountain of panoramas, which is beautifully surrounded by numerous mountains, ranges, and majestic Ionian Sea. Logara National Park is located in the southeastern region of Albania. It is situated in the Seronian Mountains, which overlook the Albanian Riviera, and the Logara Pass provides a striking scenery with tall mountains overlooking the Albania Riviera and several islands in the sea. The most area of land is covered by forest and was established in 1966 to protect several ecosystems and biodiversity of national importance. The International Union of Conservation of Nature has listed the park as a category 2. The park is small and covering an area of only 3.9 square miles or 10.1 square kilometers. This is a photo of National Park Logara, and there are many of photos. A second area that is involved in the activities T2 is Karaburun Sazan Marine Park, a national park of marine natural ecosystem near Karaburun Peninsula, and the Sazan Island has been proclaimed on April 2010 as a protected area. The total area of the national park Karaburun Sazan is 12,570 hectares, with marine area near Karaburun that having 9,845 hectares, and marine area near Sazan Island have 2,721 hectares. The management of natural park near the Karaburun Peninsula and Sazan Island aims to strike a balance between sustainable economic development and the conservation of natural resources while ensuring long-term protection and maintenance of biodiversity, while providing a sustainable flow of natural products and services to support the development of coastal communities. And this is a picture of this park, that is Marine Park, and the area with the blue color around the island of Sazan and around of Peninsula, Karaburun Peninsula is a protected area that is 1 kilometer far from the coast of island and peninsula. The third area that is the natural park Karaburun, involved in the activities T2, is the national park Karaburun. The managed natural reserve covers an area of 20,000 hectares that lies between the Gulf of Vlora and the Ionian Sea. This area was declared a hunting reserve in 1977, and since 1992 has the status of Category 4 Managed Nature Reserve. The coastal profile of Peninsula is characterized by rugged reliefs, which descends to the sea vertically and ends with the canyon and the caves. Along the peninsula, there are several small bays, such as Bay of Ragusa, Bay of Shunyani, Bay of Bristani, and Dafina, and a lot of tourists during the summer visit this park. This is a photo of the natural park Karaburun. And the fourth area involved in the activities is the Biosnar Protected Landscape area. This area is a wetland complex located in the Vlora region. It covers an area of 90,738 hectares. The height of the complex varies from 0 to 246 meters above sea level. The potentials that make this area to be declared a protected landscape in Albania are the first, Vjosa Narta is an area of international importance. This protected landscape is included in ecological network, Emerald Candidate area under the Berne Convention, and protected landscape of Vjosa Narta wetland complex. Furthermore, the site is known as important area called Narta Lagoon with the ID ALB24. The area meets the Ramsar criteria for the total number of the wintering water bird, with more than 34,092 species belong to the group of valuable species. This is a picture for this regarding this area. Regarding the participatory process and the methodology, the method used during the participatory meeting has been the European Awareness Scenario Workshop, known with the acronym EASW, is a method used to promote discussion and participation in the workshop. Based on this method, the participants in the participatory meetings are divided in 4 groups with a minimum 6 participants each group. And this method gives the participants the opportunity to exchange ideas, knowledge, experiences related to the purpose of the meeting. So in the first participatory meeting, 4 thematic groups were created that consisted in policymakers, civil society experts, and tourism businesses. In other 2 participatory meetings, the 4 thematic groups created were mixed, with different representatives from policymakers, civil society experts, and tourism businesses within one group. So the first participatory meeting was held on 22 June 2021 in University of Lora in the presence of the participants. And the aim was to identify the future vision as well as positive and negative expectations and fears regarding the development of tourism oriented toward parks and related to natural and cultural heritage. Here are some photos during the first meeting with the stakeholders. The second participatory meeting was held on December 27, 2021 in the presence of the participants, and the aim was to generate project ideas based on the future vision of tourism development in relation to parks and natural and cultural heritage. Based on the EASW method, which promotes discussion between thematic groups created, from 3 to 5 project ideas were generated from each thematic groups related to a specific topic, where each group has focused on one of the following topics that are cultural heritage and landscape, about or four areas included involved in activity T2, supporting local communities and sustainable use of natural resources, management, administration, and sustainability, and value promotion, awareness, and education of interest groups. And here is a photo during this activity, the second participatory meeting. The third participatory meeting took place on November 22, 2021, in the presence of participants, and the aim was the identification of key project proposals, as well as the responsible actors based on the future vision of tourism development. And based on the method that we have used, 5 project ideas were evaluated, and only 3 key project proposals were selected, as well as the actors responsible for their implementation. The organized workshops answered the questions related to the future vision of tourism development, what will be done, who will make it happen, the time of their realization, financial resources, the necessary budget for the realization of these activities, and the indicators needed to measure the feasibility of these activities. Here is a photo during the third participatory meeting with representatives by different stakeholders. And vision and strategy of local action plan, a future vision of tourism development in Vlora destination proposed and accepted by the 4 thematic groups setting up during the first participatory meeting is our vision to make Albania and Vlora a desirable destination by promoting the sustainable development of natural, cultural, and social potentials, and a memorable destination by offering an authentic and quality product. The main goals that are in the support of the vision are 4 goals. The first is the maintenance, valorization, and preservation of recognized natural and cultural heritage assets to enhance social welfare, and activities to realize this main goal or objectives to achieve the goal are maintain and preserve well-known cultural and historical features and the landscape of the national parks, maintain and preserve outstanding geological and archaeological formation, maintain and preserve well-known heritage assets in protected area. The second main goal is support the local community through the promotion of parks, successful sustainable tourism practices, and development of sustainable social economic activities. So objectives to achieve the goal are involvement of local community and use of the park natural resources, improving local economic development, collaborate with stakeholders to create a diverse tourism offer through the sustainable use of the park's potential resources. And the third is ensuring a quality tourist experience all year round, oriented by the sustainable use of natural sources. The third goal is promotion of cultural, historical, and natural landscapes and biodiversity, as well as awareness and education of interest groups on how to use resources for the sustainable development of tourism. And 3 are the key proposals: promotion of cultural and historical value, natural landscapes, and biodiversity in order to extend the tourist season throughout the year, awareness of the community and interest groups on the values of natural, cultural, historical, and biodiversity resources of protected area, and educating the community and interest groups on how to use resources for sustainable tourism development. And The fourth the fourth main goal is to ensure effective management of protected areas through the preservation of natural and tourist values, building capacity, providing necessary human and financial resources, and improving communication and cooperation with relevant stakeholders. So the objectives to achieve the goals are risk management in protected areas in case of natural disasters, exploration and promotion of underwater tourism for the marine park of Karaburun and Peninsula and Sazan Island, conservation of ecosystems, habitats and biodiversity and landscape. So these are the vision and the activities that support the vision, or main objectives, main goals, main objectives, and activities that support the vision in relation to the action plan for parks that are part or are involved in activity T2. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Xaliola. We are going to the next partner. If there is no questions, we have Delta. So we will just give you a co-host so you can share screen and start with your presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's not working. I'm fighting this morning. Okay, so we are located in Po Delta Park, which is a big wetland, one of the biggest in Europe and the largest in Italy. It's a unique territory as far as wildlife, landscape, and plants. And it had 2 UNESCO recognition. One, the first one in 1999, as it was included in the list of World Heritage Sites, and the second one in 2015, as it was recognized as a MAB, Man in the Biosphere area. The park is huge. It has a huge, big extension. That's why it was divided in 7 main stations, which are very different from each other, as some of them are coastal, which means that they are located on by the sea, and some of them are in the inside of the park. As the park is quite big, it has a huge extension, we decided to organize the 3 workshops in 3 different areas. And the main reason why we decided to organize these workshops in different locations is because some of the people, of the stakeholders who lives in the southern part of the park might not know the characteristics or the possibilities or the attractions that are located in the northern part. The places that we choose are quite iconic. They are really very beautiful and very different from each other. And in detail, the first one where we had the first meeting is called Oasi Cannevie, which is this ancient house located in a lagoon next to the coast. And this place has trails for pedestrians, for bikes, possibility to do bird watching. So it has a quite a unique and particular landscape. The second place, it's an eco museum, which is located on a valley, but this valley is not on the sea, but it's in the inland of the park. So it has characteristics which are different from the first valley. While the third place is called Eco Museum delle Erbe Palustri, which means that in this place they retrace the history and the traditions of old plants which were used to create hats or purses or tools to be used inside the house. The first workshop was in Oasi Cannevie. It was held in September, and we had quite a big participation, 28 people, stakeholders involved. After the presentation of the Tangram project, we did some ice-breaking activities in order to stimulate participations and to stimulate people to have different point of views. And so we did connect or the black dots without removing the pen from the paper, or we asked people to write a positive and negative expectation on a piece of paper which was going to be united with all other pieces of paper to create a final puzzle. As I said before, many people living in the park don't know all the aspects of the park. That's why at the end of the workshop, we organized a small tour, a sightseeing of the oasis, which was very appreciated by all stakeholders. Second meeting had a lower participation, and also the third one due to the COVID situation, which didn't allow to move a lot. And during the second meeting, we discussed the results of the first meeting, of course, and then stakeholders were asked to make a list of actions and concrete measures in order to enhance and to preserve the national park. Finally, in the third meeting, we voted the best proposals, and the key actors were identified. Also in this workshop, we organized a small sightseeing because the museum, it's an unicum. It's something that you don't find anywhere else, and we thought it was a good opportunity for stakeholders to understand how important it is to keep and to maintain tradition, to valorize the area. How did we conduct these workshops? I mean, which were the tools that we use to involve participants? Before each meeting, we prepared an invitation with all the details of the programs, which was sent to all stakeholders, and it was also published on our Facebook page. We also created 2 Google survey as due to COVID, many people couldn't attend in person the meetings, especially the second one and the third one. We created 2 surveys. One, it was aimed to analyze positive and negative expectations, and the second one to identify actions and measures. Okay, what came out was this future vision, Delta del Po, natural wellness, which was the main objective expressed by participants. Delta del Po, a place where you can feel good, relax, rest, do outdoor activities to regenerate. Of course, in order to create a natural wellness destination, actions have to be carried out, have to be done in order to enhance the territory, to make it more attractive, and to valorize culture, authenticity, and gastronomic traditions. We identified, well, the stakeholders identified main objectives, 3 main objectives, which are protection of biodiversity, enhancement of the territory, and increase of skills and opportunities to work and live in the area. Some of the actions, of the concrete actions identified, on which we are working on, and we are going to have a final meeting in a couple of weeks to define them, are enclosed in this list. So among them, the establishment of a Podelta Landscape Observatory, the homogenization of the technical legislations, a territorial offer network, promotion of new businesses and promotion of the territory, and education and training, both for young people, operators, citizens, and the community. That's it. And if I can, while I was listening to all the interesting presentations, I wrote down a list of the keywords that emerged, like a sort of word cloud. And I see that we have a lot in common. And I think we already have the basis for the transnational action plan. And the keywords common mainly to all partners were education. So this is a common ground for all of us. Infrastructure, promotion, protection and preservation, cooperation, involvement, collaboration, and sustainability. All of the presentations that I listened to had these starting points. And I think we are halfway of the transnational with this information. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Helena, you said that you want to share something in
yes.
slides.
Anyway, yes. Can I will try to share screen anyhow?
Yeah, we will give you a
quickly.
co-host. After that, you
Yeah.
can
No,
share
super.
screen and
Thank
start
you.
with your
Yes.
presentation. You're welcome. Now you can try now.
Okay. No. Share screen. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we see
So,
your screen now.
Okay. Now you see mine. Okay.
Yeah, just press a full screen so it will be.
Yeah. Where is it? This one. Yeah, I just see it. Yeah.
That's right.
Hopefully this
Thank
works.
you. You can start with your presentation.
Okay, super. First of all, thank you very much. It's a great privilege also to be the last one to say no. Just first of all, shortly, I like the presentations very much, and I would like initially to present this area very shortly. No, first of all, we are on the northern border of Slovenia. More than 50% of the area is Natura 2000, and what is also important that there is also UNESCO map area and Triglav National Park, and all over the area is working together, especially from the point of sustainability, how to say, green tourism, and so on. And what for us is also interesting now is that, of course, due to this COVID, and we mostly work so far on one-to-one cooperation because we know each other quite well, because we have also the regional group for development of sustainable tourism in the region. And with the meetings that we had were done with the representatives of the local tourism board in this broader area of Julian Alps, Triglav National Park, also local communities that are in the area, Office for Protection of Culture, or Protection of Nature, also actors dealing in mobility, and NGOs dealing with the topics. And of course, we will now, regardless this COVID, because we have to, how to say, proceed with the work now, we will have Zoom meetings all together, no? And if we talk what is also, and what we have seen also in some other presentations, that before the COVID, we were already facing overcrowding. That means that these beautiful, sustainable areas were very much started to be endangered by the pressure of the visitors. And additionally, what is also important, that the green areas of the park and biodiversity need to be preserved. And therefore, we already thought about the actions that need to be done. I put together only some of them, but they are in the interest of the area. And first of all, what we were thinking is that although we have quite a number of these nice, how to say, areas with the meadows and so on, and this also protected plants, mapping of their possibilities of being a natural garden in the future, and also accessible in organized ways to the visitors, were not so done. And of course, we don't have so far specific, how to say, biodiversity garden, if you can say so, products and packages. And also, what we would like to do is, because this is also part of piloting, at least part of the things could be done, is that we need to make an overall plan how we can preserve the biodiversity, but on the other hand, also how to manage the flow of incomes coming, and also, on the other hand, what kind of sustainable mobility measures we can use. And of course, another issue which is also important that we have seen is that we need to have also certain info points that are users friendly, and they also teach people about biodiversity, especially in the settlements or near the settlements, because we have seen that more and more visitors are not so much interested only to go to pure nature, but so far we were not so, we didn't put so much emphasis also on this biodiversity, which is very close to us. And I think this is also an important educational and also empowerment topic. No? So far, this is where we stand. And of course, I would like to say that the area of Boking has done in recent years quite substantial effort towards the sustainable mobility. And I must say that also for the other partners that perhaps are in the beginning, that I have to say from our experience that it takes time, but it brings results with time. And also with us, for example, when we first started to talk about special shuttles that will be free for people that will leave the cars outside of the area, it was not so easy. But now I think also that the behavior change is here, and also in our preparation of the action plan, we are thinking also to include wider population, no? At least at one workshop. No? Well, thank you very much. No, this was very shortly. Thanks.
Thank you, Helena. Thank you very much for your presentation and information about your local area and your plans. So, Julia, I guess that we are very near to the end of the conference, actually meeting today. So, if there is something more to do, just let's go to the next step, and after that we can close the link and conference for everybody.
Julia,
Yes.
so I'm very sorry. I would like to add some information
Yes,
about
yes,
our
of
next
course.
steps.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I would like to share my screen. Can you let me, please? I cannot share my screen.
Start with sharing screen.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we can see your presentation, so you can start. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, our areas of intervention are the Lighthouse Park and the Kanithos Park, are both located in Chalkida, and they are both of great beauty, as you can see from those pictures. Our project objective is the promotion of both parks for sustainable tourist purposes through the creation of a participatory governance model and the development of pilot actions for both parks. These goals goes through implementation of the workshops with the participation of all stakeholders and citizens who wish to share knowledge and ideas, and of course the creation of a local action plan for the area of Chalkida and of a transnational sustainable development network. So the local governance labs will be held both online. Participants will be invited to propose ideas on what can contribute to the sustainable tourism development of Lighthouse and Kanithos parks, what needs to be done, when and by whom, in order to address the existing challenges and achieve the project's objective. Each thematic group will be invited to work on and select 5 ideas that they consider more appropriate for promoting sustainable tourism and developing a new governance model. So as you already know, we will have 4 thematic groups: the policy group, the technological expert group, the civil society group, and the private sector group. Development Agency of Evia has a great experience in implementing projects of sustainable tourism, such as Adrian 5 Senses and Smart Heritage. In this direction, and using the knowledge gained from those projects, we have identified four topics that every working group can talk about. So we would like the policy group to talk about tourism management and development of cultural heritage. The technological expert group could talk about promotion of parks and gardens in the tourist area of Evia, linking them to the natural wealth of region. Moreover, the civil society group will talk about the importance of open space in everyday life of citizens, especially this time that we're facing the COVID-19 pandemic that has shown how important it is for citizens to have open spaces and which are open to many different activities. And last, the private sector group could talk about tourism and economic development. So our methodology is for each workshop to last one hour, and we'll be conducting online because it's very difficult due to COVID-19 pandemic to meet each of stakeholders in person. Participants will discuss the vision of the region for the next 10 years, fears, and positive and negative expectations. So during each workshop, there will also be an update on the next steps of the action, such as the activities that we will discuss to the plenary session and the local action plan. Because our working groups will be held online, we thought that it would be better for the discussion to send a questionnaire after those working groups in order to participants to vote for the 3 best ideas and to propose new ideas if they haven't had the opportunity or when the working groups were held, and choose one action per thematic group and propose a new one. These are all suggestions, and those thematics will also be the discussion to the working groups and the plenary sessions. And final, the winning actions after voting will constitute the local action plan of Evia and the contribution of the Development Agency of Evia to the Transnational Action Plan. As I already said, a second meetings of all the groups in plenary session will take place, during which the results of the questionnaire will be discussed. The ideas and actions selected and proposed will be presented. And of course, a vote will follow to come up with the 3 actions from all the groups. This is our timeline, and this time we want to stick with it and be very exact. The invitations to the stakeholders have already been sent, and we are waiting their response. So by the 10th of February, we will formulate the working groups, and the implementation of the working groups will be done by February the 17th. The day after, we plan to send the questionnaire, and the plenary session will be held by the end of February. So our hope is for the local action plan to be implemented by the end of March. In this slide, you can see some ideas about our local action plan, our main indicators that are impact on the environment, social impact, stakeholder participation. That's all from me, and I hope that I have give you a slight idea of what we're going to do and our timeline. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eddie. I guess that all the partners represent the presentation on the next steps and plan for the work in the next period. So now we can maybe Julia try to find out where will be our next meeting or conference, and with that we can close probably the today meeting. Okay.
Thank you, Milan, for the organization and all of niche representatives and participants, and to all the partners. And as we anticipated, the next meeting should be in Murter by the end of April, after the finalization of all the local action plans. So I kindly ask to the partners lagging behind, mainly BSS Business Support Center of Crani and Development Agency of Avia, to be in line with the next deadlines, because the middle of April will be the final deadline. So you will not have any extension anymore for the implementation of these activities. And according to my communication of yesterday, please be in line also with the project expenditures. And I invite also the Business Support Center of Crani to improve the level of expenditure and apply for expenditures, because you didn't apply for any expenditures. And we know that the Slovenian national controller are very slow, so for sure you will not receive the certificate on time by the end of March. And so please start immediately in filling your partner progress report with your expenditures. And we will ask for the extension as we agreed yesterday. So our project will finish in January 2023. So we have a lot of time still to work together, 1 year from now. So we will go in Murter, and then I hope that we will go also in the other missing countries, such as, for example, Greece, Albania, and also Bosnia-Herzegovina. And Italy, of course. So in addition to the final conference, I hope that we will have the opportunity to visit also the Delta area. And so I will send you the minutes of the meeting the next weeks. Thank you again to everybody. And I sent you 1 hour ago an email with a link on our Drive folder, where I invite you to upload the presentation you made today. Okay, thank you again. Milan, if you have something to add, or
yes,
can I say, sorry?
Yes. Okay, yes, you can, and we will
just
close the
words.
conference. Of course.
So we all agree that we are going to postpone the deadlines by mid-April. And if we all agree, I am going to update the information that I shared with you today. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so for everybody who wants to watch again, maybe the conference and the today meeting, it will be on our YouTube channel. It's shared on the Facebook page of our project. So also it's shared on our Facebook page of our organization Proactive. So if you want to hear again what we talked these 2 days, don't hesitate, click 2 times on the link and everything's gonna be there. So also we will probably share that to the cloud and Drive in our Tangram Project Drive, like the all materials that we have. So everything what you need for the second international conference and for steering committee meeting in Serbia, you can find on our Drive and on the YouTube links. So thank you very much once again, especially for those who participate in person. When we find out that everything happened in these 2 days, it was really interesting to host you and to have a time with you and enjoy in project activities, but also to enjoy all other stuff that we do. Also, thank you for everybody who participate online. We are so sorry that and said that we didn't have you here in person, but we really hope that on the next meeting in Murter, we all will be there and finally meet each other. That's all for today's meeting and for the meeting in Niš. I hope that you have a great time and that you spend great time here in our city, and also that you find some interesting stuffs and products that you will bring back to your home. For those who didn't participate in person, unfortunately, we will help you to discover Rakia on our next meeting. So don't worry, everything is going to be fine. Once again, thank you, everybody, and have a good luck with your next activity on our Tangram project. I'm sure that everything's going to be fine until the end of April. And after that, I hope that we will have a great time on our next meeting. All the best and stay healthy. That's the most important. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye, people.